As I got the invitation, I was very pleased to explain the German planning system in connection to the European Union in only 15 minutes. Thank you.
You can do it.
Challenge accepted. I'm from the European Union, from the state of Germany, from the country, and don't be shocked about the name of country, because there is no better translation from the German word Länder to English. This is the country of Lower Saxony. There I work in the region of Braunschweig and in the city of Wolfsburg. So you see, you got 5 levels, and like Monsieur Duplantier explained in the last lecture, 5 levels is the same amount in Germany too. So what is the task, or what is the doing of this? Okay, we got different competences. So we start at the European level. They have the main competence for directives. The state makes laws, of course, and there's a special thing you have to know about Germany. The main amount of laws is not made by the government in Berlin, but by the countries in the level 1 below. Then we have a supervision and synchronization responsibility of the regional plannings. And we have a constitutional right of self-government for every community. This is a really important thing, because in the last lectures I heard a lot that you try to end up the very central planning system in the Ukraine. So in Germany, the self-government right is for the communities, and that's really important. And so on these levels, of course, we have another kinds of plannings. So the EU defines political targets. They give a lot of regulations and directives, which is concerned to be transferred into the laws of the member states of the EU. This is the work of the state government to make these laws, to plan greater infrastructure plannings. And then we go down, and of course every next level have his own planning. So we got state, country planning, we got regional plans, and we got in the cities and in the districts the zoning plans, development plans, and even conservation status. I will come back later. So this is this is the Ukrainian translation. So every level had its own plan, but how to transfer an idea from top down? I'll give you a short way. So this is 10. 10 means Trans-European Networks. It's an initiative from Brussels, from the European Union, and you see here the main traces, the main ways for traffic. Next level, state planning. This is the plan for infrastructure for highways in the Federal Republic of Germany. And you see here a lot of highways which we build or build up or be bettered. Then we go to the next level. In this map, you can imagine that there is a line for the highway which was for the pointer's not going on the screen, so I had to check it up for. Okay, so you have a highway line there. Then we go up to the regional plan. You see a big red line which is coming up from up to down. This is the highway, and then on the level of the zoning plan for the city of Wolfsburg, you can find this highway again. So this is a perfect way. European idea to the state, to the country, to the regional planning, and then to the city, and we are just synchronized. Okay. Top down. what about bottom up? We got this countercurrent principle. That means not all ideas are ruled from Brussels down to my city, but of course we have a way from bottom up. And this means that everything on every this level had to obligation and adjust their plans. So if Brussels say, this is the highway trust, the highway main direction, okay, we synchronize it to the city level, but we have also needs, and we have often knowledge about our location. And this locational knowledge is impossible to have it in the ministry, in the state government, or even in Brussels. And this means that we have we take part in this decision where this highway is located. And also we are urged and responsible to synchronize our plannings with all our neighbors. So the cities in our neighborhood, the districts in our neighborhood, they have own interests, and we have to make sure that our plannings don't disturb the development ideas of this neighborhood, cities and districts. And responsible planning level to coordinate this synchronization is the region, the second one. In this regional planning, we have all cities sitting together in this regional planning area, and they have to make this plan by a decision by which is a common decision. And so we go bottom up. This is the planning of a settlement in Wolfsburg. We were defining some years before, and you see the zoning plan, and in this from this planning, this is concept. We make development plan. This is the legal law in our city for developers and buildings and owners. And now we go up and say, okay, the settlement took part in a place where we decided in our city this place is a good place for a new settlement because it's close to the city center, it's good located to the infrastructure, to the public traffic system and so on, but in the regional plan it was a farming landscape. So bottom up means we go to the regional planning and say, hey, we negotiate this plan by ourselves, made by ourselves, based on our knowledge for our city, and say, we want to change farming area into settlement area. And we have to apply for it, of course. It's not a self-fulfilling wish, so they have to negotiate with us. And these negotiations sometimes are very difficult. You see here a map from the state government from Berlin, which is dealing with high voltage power lines. And in the middle, you see a thin blue line, number 10. It goes straight. Okay, that's the plan. We need a power plant line from there to there. But concerning about all these regional knowledges and the rights of the cities and districts, in the end you see a lot of ways which been checked, and in the end the orange and green one was the final solution to make this high voltage line. Why all the other lines didn't work, I don't know exactly in detail. Okay, what is inside a zoning plan? As you can imagine, we have a plan for the entire using of the city. It's not about heights or densities or architectural qualities. It's just for the use of the city. And there we have the most important things: settlement areas, commercial areas, important infrastructure, so as water supplying, water treatment, landfill, and all the other important things a city needs. And we have this agriculture, forest, natural reserve, high water protection, and also areas for wind farm, wind turbines. This is all inside this plan, and this plan is decided by the city council. So we make it by our own, and we have it decided by a city council decision. Next way down, this is the development plan, and this development plan make rules for the kind of use, for the density, heights, streets. He deals up with all the nature, let me look for the word, environmental protection stuff. And this is the point where the regulation and directions from the European Union coming down to our planning system, because we have to make sure that the direction of European Union for water, for high water risk, for strategical checks of natural reserve areas took place in this planning, and we have an answer for all these topics. So as you can see, even, and this is the point from yesterday evening from the discussion I had with Anton Kolomyetsev, we have even the possibility to make contracts with our developers about these plans, and these contracts we can make negotiations for. They pay some costs for infrastructure, they make we make regulations for the architectural design, even for material, colors, forms, roofs, and so on. So we have a lot of possibilities to go on this plan. And now you look for the time. Okay, this is the process. We make an analysis, we make a first plan, we then go for participate all other stakeholders inside the city and around. Also the neighbor communities and neighbor districts are participants in this process. Then we go on and we work more definite and more defined on the plan, and then the second participation takes part. If we get some serious criticism, we go up and repeat the procedure until we make sure or can be sure that this consideration in the end is something that is safe. And then the council makes the decision for this development plan. And this is not the end, because everybody, every stakeholder who took part in the participation is able to go to the court and to check out the plan concerning all the laws, directives of European Union and all other things and affections which this plan is giving to the people. So
can I ask you to wrap up, Marc?
Okay.
Is that last one or?
Almost.
Please.
This is the checking list in the court.
I have some questions for you.
You have a question, yeah. This is the checking list in the court. So they first checking the formal things. Then, of course, they check the deficits in the consideration. This is not so worse, not so bad, because the first 2-1 after 2 years, it's quit. So no court decision can kill the plan then, but down there, the no consideration and the disproportionality of our decisions is a thing which kills every project and every plan. absolutely unimportant if it's decided by the council. And now to the questions.
Yeah, that's the slide I was looking for. Thank you, Marc. I have one, or actually two.
15 minutes.
Yeah, well, good job. These negotiations, you showed in the end the picture of going to court. But before that, to explain, in Ukraine, very often when different levels of politics or different levels of state and city or neighboring cities are coming together, it's very often right away head architect and the mayor, and they try to make decisions as soon as possible. But I wonder if in Germany that is the same. Is it going like that, or is it more like thematic partners? Is it specialists on certain topics that first negotiate? How does it go? Can you explain me how this negotiation, as you call it, it looks like at the first start?
Well, start with the situation that the developer comes with a plan for a project. So the first what we made in the administration, of course, we're checking this is good for a town because we have our development.
And who does that? Who does this check?
Huh?
Who makes this check?
Well, the decision is always made by the city council. The decision is always made by the city council, but we in our administration, of course, we prepare, we check it. We have this specialist view on this developments, and we prepare a decision, and we also advise our city council and our politicians. Okay. But you can be sure that you have by bigger projects always a public discussion. So they went to the newspaper, they show, hey, we want to build new settlement sites or new shopping centers and anything like this. And this is the point where the public discussion started, because of that, it's so important that we have this participation process. And in the law is showed, or we are urged to make 2 participations, but mostly by important things. We are there for public discussions. We are making workshops. We are go to the political parties. We make sure that everyone is informed and can discuss and can give issues and his needs and his souls into this process.
And who organizes? Who is the leader of this process? Is that the government, or is that this private developer, or can it be both?
No, this is a formal process, and it's our responsibility in the administration to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Then the second and last question. Of course, this is not like, it has not been like this forever. I mean, this process, this way of working started a couple of years, decades ago. Ukraine is now at a situation where they maybe transform their processes, their legal context towards maybe a process like this. What would you advise from a historical point of view? How did this change happen in Germany? And what could you learn from that?
Thank you for that question, but we prepared that question.
Yeah, we prepared it. You knew it was coming.
No, we don't have the point in Germany when we changed our system. And now we go to this, on the left side, you see Germany in the present borders, of course. As a good European, I only use present borders. But it's the map of 1648, and which you can see here on the left side is that in Germany, in this time, we have almost 200 states, kingdoms, duchies, counties, and so on, 200. So we are used to negotiate with our neighbors about every rule, and it's clear that everything and every compromise and everything was wiped down in some contracts and laws and rules. The only time we had one strong central government, it was
we know
13 years of bullshit. And after the war, our allies, so the allies decided to give the power back to the countries, which you see on the right side. So it's used to negotiate with our neighbors and to synchronize plannings and so on.
And you brought in an extra layer of these countries, which we don't have an English name for, as a new layer. Okay, very, very insightful. Definitely not boring at all. Marc, thank you so much for this speech and this German context. Warm applause.